How's it going, class? This is ITL 522, week 2, post 2. The prompt here says design 3 writing prompts that are specific to your content area that will both elicit a student's critical thinking and give them an opportunity to use their argumentative skills. Ensure each writing prompt is 1, accessible and inclusive for all students, connected to a topic that you will teach in your content area, and 3, can be measured. So this one's a little tough. Let me start by saying I don't think it would be a bad idea to make the prompt something like, how can we make physical education even better than it is now? Like how can we improve it? And have them give their thoughts on how it can be better. And I know that takes a little bit more than just general background, right? Like people that are experts in certain subjects, they have way more experience than just subject matter experience. Let's see. So I think that's why I would make the prompt that way, because if we make it about like a sports, if we make it sports specific, there could be somebody like me in that class, and I have way more, baseball knowledge, because baseball or softball could be a unit in physical education. So that puts a bias just by asking to have a prompt based on a specific sport, because one student in the class could be way more knowledgeable in that sport than everybody else in the class. So that's why I think it's not a bad idea to ask a very general kind of broad question about how can we make physical education better? Does it need to be more educational and less movement based? Should we be assessing students on how fast they run a mile? Should there be just concrete standards of what certain numbers should be? Or how can we make it more specific to the student? I think that's a legitimate way to maybe improve it. So it's kind of connected to my subject matter overall. It's not connected to a topic that I will necessarily teach. And again, you could do it and argue if a certain movement pattern is better than another, or if this way to lift the weight is better than this way to lift the weight. But then again, you're going to run into the issue in physical education where not everybody's going to have the same foundational knowledge. There's going to be kids that have no body and spatial awareness, and no knowledge on how to prevent injury. And then you're going to have, athletes in the class that know way more about those topics. And then can it be measured? That's the only problem that we're going to run into. So the only way that these can be measured, if somebody was writing, about on all these 3 prompts, they could maybe mention if there is trials on, I don't know how we would quantify student learning other than state testing. So, maybe, certain health standards uptick when, and I'm just making examples here, maybe there's an uptick in student output or physical output when more knowledge is just placed in front of us, and maybe less physical activity is being promoted. So this is just kind of where my mind went during this discussion post. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but this is kind of how my the backgrounds that I've had and my experiences, this is where my mind went when trying to answer this question. So let me know what you guys think. I appreciate it.